1, 2, 3. Hey y'all, so I am here today to do step 3, I think, of Savvy Minerals step by step, and that is eyes. Today we're going to go through several different tips and tricks and techniques for making the most of your Savvy Minerals eyeshadow. We're going to cover everything from prepping your eyes to bulking up those lashes, girl. So if that sounds interesting to you, keep on watching. Okay, so I always do my eyes first, just because I wear a lot of eyeshadow, and especially with mineral makeup, if you don't tap off enough, then you could wind up with a little bit of mess under your eyes, and then you have to redo your base makeup, or at least your under eye makeup. So I skip all that fuss and just go ahead, do my eyes first, clean up if I need to clean up, and then move on to my face. I recently discovered a way to use Best Kept Secret on my lids as a primer. Now, before, I had been using my don't tell anybody primer for my eyelids, the one that I had just been using for years and years that worked great for me. But I had the idea to try Best Kept Secret Wet to see if that might help, and it actually did pretty good. Don't tell anybody, but I still like my other one better. However, if you are totally committed to doing the whole non-toxic thing, it's really not bad. So basically what I did was I just put a little bit of, like a tap or two of Best Kept Secret in the lid, sprayed the misting spray in there, and then put some on my brush. And I'm just gonna lay that down on my lids. I just do the lids and just above the crease. I don't go from, you know, lash to brow. And so basically by wetting it, it kind of turns it into a cream, which has more of the consistency of a traditional primer. I just go over it with a little bit of the Best Kept Secret Dry, and I do that over my entire lid. Okay, so I've got a little bit of spoiled and residual in the lid here. I've sprayed it a couple of times with misting spray, and I'm just patting my brush in there to combine everything until I have a good coating on there. And then I'm just going to spread it across my lid. You could also do this with your fingers, whatever your preference. The next thing I want to do is start building up my crease a little bit. For that, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Unscripted, which is the lighter of the two kind of plummy shades. And this really does read more neutral on. It's not like in your face purple. So it makes a really nice crease color. And I'm using a very light hand, especially the higher I go above my crease, because I just kind of want a haze of it in the background. I'm going to build up that crease a little bit more and show y'all yet another technique. I'm trying to squeeze in as many techniques as I can in this video. I actually filmed this before and I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I showed you enough stuff or ways to use the eyeshadows, so I'm filming it again for you. You're welcome. Okay, so there you see, we've just got kind of a haze there. You certainly could leave it like this, throw on some mascara and call it done, but that's not how I roll. So we're gonna actually build up some depth in the outer corner and through the crease a little bit. And for that, I'm going to use kind of a more pointed crease brush, going into a very little bit of multitasker. This eyeshadow is very pigmented. So I'm just starting in that outer corner and kind of making little circular motions. And I'm only going in about 1/3 of the way across my lid, my lower lid there. And I'm only going in about 1/3 of the way across my lid, and then up into that corner there, and then just lightly dragging it through the crease, very lightly. The key to getting it looking very blended, but not, you know, but still being able to see the gradient between the different colors of shadow is layering and doing that in light layers. That really helps you to get the best results. And you really want to make sure, take care to tap off. And I like to tap off into the open jar, like into this part. That way I'm not wasting anything. And it also doesn't make a mess in the cap. I mean, my caps are messy, y'all, because I mix stuff in my caps, but I don't have loose powder in there when I tap off into the jar. So when I turn it upside down to screw it back on, it doesn't make a mess. Okay, so I've built that up even further. I'm just gonna take whatever's left and I'm just gonna drag it lightly under my lower lash line there. I don't like to do a heavy look on my lower lids just because my eyes are kind of small and hooded and I don't want to close them in any more than they already are. So, okay, now we are going to build that depth even more because that's what I like. And I wanted to show you, this is showing you another technique for eyeshadow, and that is lightly misting your brush and then going into the shadow, still remembering to tap off. And then I'm gonna go right in that outer corner there and just lightly go in circles. And do you see how much more like that built up really quickly? Again, just lightly misting the brush, tapping into a very little bit of eyeshadow. This really helps you to build the color, the opacity of the color way quicker, and you use a lot less eyeshadow too, which is an added bonus. So I'm mainly just focusing on that outer corner there. I'm going to lightly drag it through the crease as well. The thing about eyeshadow too is you have to be patient with yourself and you have to trust the process, because sometimes, especially if you're doing like a smoky eye, which you'll see in a tutorial that I'm going to be posting soon, smoky eyes look a hot mess before you clean up and you put on your eyeliner and you put on your mascara, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay. I don't look like I got punched in the face. That's amazing, you know? So just be patient with yourself and trust that it's gonna be okay. It's all gonna come out okay. Another thing that you can do if you want even to build even more depth is use the Jet Setter eyeliner as eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on a very pointed brush, tapping off really well. Again, very light hand. And I'm just gonna run it along the lash line and slightly up into that outer corner there, just to give a little bit more depth and definition. I'm only coming in about halfway. And again, this layering, the more you layer and blend, the more seamless and professional your eye look becomes. Okay, so there you see I built in a little bit more depth. You can tell the difference from the, you can, right? Kill me, you can. You built in a little bit more darkness and depth there, so I'm just gonna repeat that on the other side. And now we're gonna go in with a little bit of eyeliner. Now, the shape of your eyeliner totally depends on your eye shape and your personal preference. I always like to do a little bit of a wang because I feel like it helps to elongate my eye and make them look more wide awake and open. But basically what I do is I spray my brush or I spray a little bit into the cap with some of the Jet Setter in there. You can tell and the thing I love about doing it this way is that you don't waste anything. Like, cause this is from yesterday or a couple days ago or whatever, and I'm still able to use this. I'm not tapping it off into nothing or putting it on a palette and having to clean up and wasting product. So it looks kind of messy, but it saves product for me, so in my opinion anyway. Okay, so I've got some on my brush here. An angled brush is great for eyeliner, and I'm going to start in the center of my eye, and wetting it really just helps it to not make as much of a mess when you're applying it, and for you to be a bit more precise with your application and to get more of a defined line as opposed to a smudgy look that you would with it dry. And I'm just gonna work it right into my lash line, right up against my lashes. I don't want, because of my eye shape, I can't do a big, thick, heavy wing or eyeliner look, because then that's all you'll see. So I'm trying to still be able to see the eyeshadow that I put on, because I worked hard on that. Just gone to the edge of my lash line there, And then I'm gonna turn the brush upside down and just lightly flick it out. Just do kind of almost a stamp, if you will. And then I'm gonna connect the edge of that stamp to the rest of the eyeliner by dragging it in, turning the brush around again and dragging it in from the edge of that stamp in to meet the rest of the eyeliner. And there you go. There's a wang. I'm gonna do the other eye. I'll be right back. All right, so the last little step here is to wipe away any of the mess, which there really hasn't been that much. I've been trying to be really good about tapping off, which when you tap off really well, there really isn't that much. And then going into lashes. So what I like to do is I give my lashes a good curl, and then I put on one coat of mascara. And then I take a brush and a little bit of the diamond dust and I coat my lashes with it. And then I top that off with another coat of mascara. And the diamond dust basically acts as like a fiber. The diamond dust basically acts as like fibers, like in a fiber mascara. But unlike traditional fiber mascaras, using this technique that holds the curl better and it doesn't flake off throughout the course of the day. That was one of the issues that I had with fiber mascaras, and I couldn't wear them because, number one, it didn't hold my curl as well. It kind of weighed my lashes down, and then the fibers would flake off into my contact lenses, and then my eyes would get all irritated and start watering, and my eyeshadow would become a mess. I haven't had any of that with this technique. Sometimes if I'm feeling a bit extra, I'll go in a second time with the diamond dust and just mainly focusing on the tips of the lashes. So that was a question. And then doing another coat of mascara. I find that doing it this way helps to give just a tiny bit more length without the mascara going really clumpy on me. And there you go. I'm just going to finish off by lightly sweeping mascara on my lower lashes. Now, one last thing, if you do like liner on your bottom lash, use whatever's left on your liner brush from doing your liner on the upper lash line, and then you can just lightly press it. I'm going to do this for y'all because I love you. And just lightly press it, or strongly press it, depending on what your preference is. Again, I'm going right under the lash line because I want to keep my eyes open. This is just another way to not waste product. You know, you've already got some on your brush, and if you like a bit more definition on your lower lash line, you can accomplish that just by running that along your lash line. Okay, and there you go. I finished up the rest of my face. Eyes are done. Take a look, take a look, take a look. So I hope that was helpful for you. I feel like I feel like I covered all of the bases a little bit better in this video than I did in my original one. So I showed you how to prep your eyes. I showed you how to foil eyeshadow. I showed you how to use the matte eyeshadows wet and dry. I showed you how to do eyeliner. Showed you the lash trick. I think that's about it. So if you have any questions or comments about anything that I shared, or eyeshadow tips of your own, please put those down in the comment section. I would love to chat with you there. You can also find me on Facebook at Savvy Girls Guide or Instagram at SavvyGirlsGuide_YL. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That would really help me out a lot. Subscribing would be even better. And until next time, y'all take care. Bye.